You're now watching Mugen TV.
Hey guys, it's Mugalore here, and I'm back again with another video. And I hope you enjoyed the content that I had in store for you guys for this week. It's been really great. I uploaded a video, which is a review video of Secret of Mana, and I appreciate the feedback that you had left for us. And we have definitely more reviews coming next week, so stay tuned for that. So before I begin, I just want to notify you once again to please hit the bell at the bottom of the video to be notified to when I upload new videos and new content. So today I had an idea. There's something that came to mind that I really wanted to talk about concerning PlayStation All-Stars, because PlayStation All-Stars for some reason just been going through my mind. It's been going through my head for the past couple of days. I guess maybe because I've been doing my Super Smash Bros. From Nintendo Switch series, which I'll have an episode next week that's going to be up and ready for you guys, which will be part 3. I think you guys are going to enjoy that as well. But I've been thinking about PlayStation All-Stars because I really enjoyed that game. Now, I'm wondering, and the question that I have is, will we ever see a sequel of the game? Now, for those of you guys who don't know what PlayStation All-Stars is, it's pretty much Sony's answer or Sony's take on the brawler genre that Nintendo had pretty much owned with Super Smash Bros. Now, I've been saying this for the past couple of years, before PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale was announced, that maybe Sony and Sega should have their own Smash Brothers. So when the game was pretty much announced around November of 2012, I was really, I guess you could say, I had mixed feelings about it, because when they finally gave us a teaser of it around E3 or around like April 1st, when they showed the teaser of it, I was really scratching my head and really puzzled, because I was like, now that we have a PlayStation All-Stars or a PlayStation type Smash Brothers, is this what I really want after seeing the teaser and seeing the characters and everything? And I was saying that maybe I needed to see some gameplay. Maybe the gameplay would convince me and everything. So later on during PlayStation Experience and other events, Sony had pretty much showed some gameplay and how it's going to go about PlayStation All-Stars. And I have to admit, there's some things about PlayStation All-Stars that I really enjoy more than Super Smash Bros. For one, when it comes to PlayStation All-Stars, I love the combo system. It seems as though that they really want to go with more of a traditional type of fighter when it comes to PlayStation All-Stars, compared to how you could say Smash Bros. Approached the fighting game genre. With this, every character had their own unique moveset, and I like how they implemented a training mode where you're able to practice your combos, and it had a pretty much a combo type of trial mode where they put you in these different scenarios to where you can try different combos, and it shows you how to utilize the stage to extend your combos, which I also thought that was pretty good and pretty unique all on its own. Now, despite, the fact is that we have these combo systems and we had these different unique gameplay mechanics added to the game, there was also some faults with the game as well, which I really want to discuss. So the thing is, the negative part about it is, despite the gameplay and what I enjoy about PlayStation All-Stars, Nintendo had pretty much put a stamp on their trademark or on the genre itself. So any game that comes out within that genre, they pretty much have I guess you could say, a pretty big shoe to fill in. They have a lot of standards, and people expect certain things from the genre. So when companies come in and try to do their own version or try to create a unique twist on the brawler genre, it pretty much comes off as a mixed bag, or people will call these things, these games, like a Smash Brothers knockoff. If you think about Brawl Out, you think about Icons. And then you also have your PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. When these games come out, people already have a standard, which is Smash Brothers, and a lot of people compare those games to that genre. So, with PlayStation All-Stars, Sony tried so much to be different and unique from Smash Brothers, to the point where I think it kind of hurt them at the same time. When you think about the combat system, the gameplay system, which is pretty cool with the combos, I think when it separates the two, Smash Bros. And Sony and PlayStation All-Stars, from each other, is how you pretty much destroy your opponent or take out your opponent. With Smash Bros., you had the stock system. You pretty much raise the characters, your opponent's percentage up. The higher the percentage, the easier and the faster they get knocked off and knocked around the stage. And when you knock them off, if they pretty much hit the ceiling or the left or the right of the stage or hit a pitfall, you pretty much knock your opponent's stock off. But with PlayStation All-Stars, they decided to use the super mechanic in order to remove your opponent's stock, you have to kill them with a super. Now the thing is, we all know what supers are when it comes to fighting games. Supers is pretty much seen as a combat mechanic, and supers can pretty much be unbalanced, it can be broken depending on the character. And that's why I think where the real problem is with PlayStation All-Stars is the fact is that they revolve their gameplay and their competitive scene and their competitive gameplay around supers. So the thing is, characters are given, just in case you don't know, characters are given 3-level super, 3 different tier levels. Each level affects the range of the super, and every super has its own animation. Some can attack more than one character at one time. Some can only focuses on one character. So the point of the game is, as you're fighting, you have to be strategic of how you can set up your supers in order to take out your opponent. Now the problem is, some characters, in my opinion, were designed for free-for-all, and other characters were designed for more of a 1v1 personal thing and for more competitive play. And that's where the problem comes in at, is because if you're trying to play the game competitively and you want to play one-on-one, some characters was just useless at certain levels, and compared to other characters where you have to pretty much set opportunities up to be able to get them to be able to take their stock off. And some characters, level 1s, were just plain out, just flat out useless. So you have to work hard to boost those characters to higher level supers in order to pretty much take out your opponent, while other characters can just simply mash and spam their level 1 and take them out. So that's why I think where the imbalance coming in at, and I think that's where it kind of lost me, and the game can get kind of frustrating in that regards. And to me, I feel as though that they could have pretty much stuck with the stock system that Smash Brothers have by knocking them off the stage, but keeping the core gameplay mechanics with the combos and everything like that. Now, another thing that I do dislike is the fact is their stages. Who came up with the idea of taking different PlayStation franchises and meshing them together? It just seemed uninspired. It feels generic. For example, if you think about it, you have Ratchet and Clank stage, and you have God of War with God of War stage mixed together. Then you also have Parappa the Rapper, and you have Killzone as a stage mixed together. And then this bizarre idea of Heavenly Sword and Wipeout. Whoever thought that this was a good idea to put 2 different stages together, mix them together to make its own original stages, I just thought it was generic. I thought it was just a bad idea. And I would have suggested they did the same thing what Nintendo did with Smash Bros. By giving each character their own individual stages that represents their franchise, I guess you say correctly or respectfully. But as far as that's concerned, that was the thing that bothered me. And the art style, I think the art styles that really can turn a couple of people off, or many people away from the game, is that if you look at Smash Brothers have a cohesive and they have a synchronized art style for every character can fit. If you look at Cloud, if you look at Ryu, these DLC characters, they fit in there alongside Mario. It doesn't look ridiculous to see these type of characters fighting alongside Mario, Sonic, and Pac-Man, and Pikachu, and the rest of them. But when you look at PlayStation All-Stars and the art style that these characters have, it looks like the Superbot didn't know what direction they wanted to take the art style of the game. So it seems as though that they just ripped character models from their respective games and just mesh them all together. And I think sometimes it looks like a hot mess. It reminds me of a Mugen project, or it reminds me of a Mugen roster, where you have a bunch of different Mugen characters from different entries, from different titles, and they all had different sprite styles that just, if you put them all on the same screen together, it just looked like a hot mess, and it just looked ridiculous. Perfect example, Nathan Drake and Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper have his, I guess you could say, his cartoony cel-shaded look, and you put him aside Nathan Drake, he has a more of a realistic character model, and I just think it just looked horrible. It just looked bland. It just uninspired. And then, of course, because the game surprisingly sold over 1 million copies, which I guess you could say in that book, and I think and I believe it is, that's pretty much a success. And as far as reviews are concerned, it got from mediocre to pretty good, I guess you say, scores from professional gaming sites. So that being said, after knowing that it sold pretty well and knowing that it got a good score, or a mediocre score, however you want to take it, what does that mean for a sequel? Will we ever get a sequel? Will it warrant a sequel? Looking at the sales and looking at the score that it got, and it was received pretty well from the community, will we ever see a sequel? We do have E3 coming up, and I would love to see if Sony would make an announcement for PlayStation All-Stars. And if I was to approach PlayStation All-Star sequel, here's are things I would like for them to approach and to change. One would be the art style. They need a cohesive art style to bring all the characters together. And I do wish that Sony bring in more legacy characters. We need more traditional legacy characters, because PlayStation All-Stars, the first one, pretty much took most of the third-party characters And even though these third-party characters does represent Sony, it would have been better if they went back to older generations that really lifted Sony up as a platform and as a console. I wish they really dig in more and going back into PlayStation's rich history of the earlier generations. I think that would be pretty cool. But other than that, I think they should change also the gameplay mechanics as well. We do have Crash Bandicoot. He finally made his return in his remastered trilogy. And Spyro was also just been announced that he's getting a remastered trilogy. So it would make perfect sense to add Crash Bandicoot and Spyro in the sequel. And I just think it would be awesome. I think it's about time that we should hear, or we should expect a PlayStation All-Star pretty soon. We do have other games like Knack that was just announced. That was a new PlayStation exclusive as well. So I like to see characters like that and add into PlayStation All-Stars. So there's a whole lot of things going on, but that's pretty much my, my take and what I feel, and this has been on my mind. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Sony can pretty much whip out another PlayStation All-Stars? We look at the sales, it's done well. And if so, would you like to see a sequel of PlayStation All-Stars? And what characters would you like to see in a potential sequel? And do you think that Sony may even surprise us in making an announcement of PlayStation All-Stars this E3? But that wraps everything up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comment sections below. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. That wraps everything up. This is Mugen Lord, and I'm signing off. Peace out.